Hey guys, welcome back to part 3 of the COVID Diaries. I did film the day 3, but it wasn't very eventful, so I was like, do I really want to post that? I think I'll hold off. Let's see what day 4 brings, if anything. Maybe I'll just, combine them into one. I don't know, depends how it goes. And day 4 made up for it, so okay, day 3, not a whole lot happened other than overnight, the fever was still going, wasn't great. Excuse me. The body aches that had been there had kind of shifted into, the best way I can describe it is, if you've ever had sciatica pain, kind of like that, but not just relegated to your sciatic nerve. Just imagine that feeling all over your body. And that's kind of what this felt like. Not necessarily super painful, but super uncomfy and making it impossible to get comfortable no matter what the actual F I did. That sucked. That sucked. So there was that. The throat was getting increasingly swollen to the point where I really couldn't do food at all. Could barely get liquid down, but at least I was able to get liquid down. So I made the rookie mistake. And I wasn't sure which thing did it first. I wasn't sure, was it this? Because I hadn't taken it before. Robitussin with honey. I was like, I don't know. I mean, normal Robitussin has been known to screw with my stomach before. I don't know. Or, because I wasn't able to get food down, I drank one of those, I forget if it's Ensure or Boost or what it is. My mom has had them around ever since she went through chemo, just as a supplemental thing when she doesn't eat enough. So I was like, screw it, I'll have one of these. Didn't think to check the label. Because if I had, I would have known this is not going to end well for me. Because there is 30% zinc in there. And I know not everyone has an issue with this, but it is common, and I am for sure one of the people who has an issue with this. Zinc on an empty stomach and me, we do not get along. We do not get along at all. I learned this the hard way with, I forget if it was Airborne or whatever that other drink that's like Airborne is. Is it Emergency? I don't know, the one that you dump the fizzy things in and it makes it nasty, yellowy, fizzy with this weird crap on top that honestly looks kind of like something that'd come back up anyway, but you're supposed to take it when you're first getting sick. That stuff, whatever that is, has a shit ton of zinc in it. I thought for a long time I must be allergic to it since every time I ever tried to take it, it would come back up. And it wasn't until I mentioned this online when somebody else mentioned how they were taking it, I was like, oh man, I hope it doesn't make you throw up. They're like, what the hell are you talking about? And I mentioned it, they're like, do you have an issue with zinc? I was like, I don't know. What do you mean? They're like, a lot of people, if you're doing this on an empty stomach, have an issue with zinc. And then I think about it, oh, it was on an empty stomach. They're like, yeah, try doing it with food. Yeah, as soon as I had food first and then took it, oh yeah, perfectly fine. Imagine that. So, yeah, well, I did not know, so it didn't dawn on me until it was already too late, and I was already feeling it, and was I think on the last sip of it, I was like, it's weird, kind of tastes like a penny, what the hell, uh-oh, oh no, oh, does that mean, oh, I done fucked up, oh no, oh no, but it's too late, my throat was too swollen to really get food down, so it's oh, this is not gonna bode well for me. So I got upstairs as fast as I could. Was just please don't make me throw up. Please no. I don't want to. Please no. God, could you imagine that with how swollen the throat? Oh, Jesus. That would not have been good. Thankfully, it didn't end up coming to pass. I just felt like I was going to and came really, really close to it, but was okay. Was okay, but between that and the weird sciatica all over feeling, oh my god, could not get comfy. With the fever still going, just tossing and turning and tossing and turning. Oh my god, it was miserable. And then I had the weirdest thing happen that I'm sure some of you will write off as, maybe it's your imagination, or I don't believe in that stuff. Yeah, well, I do believe in this stuff. I believe I had a visit from my Nana, because out of nowhere, I could smell her scent clear as day right next to me. And that checks out, because when I was a little kid and would get really, really sick for like months at a time, and my mom would be at the end of her damn rope, she'd kind of just dump me off with her to take care of me instead so she could have a break. And it was usually like, the big guns have come out when I've been brought to Nana's to take care of me, because she's probably the only one who actually knows what to do with me. Anyway, clear as day, could even, like, tell you the exact position of, like, where right next to me I smelled it. It was so bizarrely, vividly clear. And if it had just been a fleeting thing, I would say maybe imagination. But it stayed all night. It stayed all night. In that very specific spot right next to me. On the bed. I was like, whoa, okay. And, like, almost as soon as I became aware of it, just instantly filled with a sense of calm. Like I was being comforted from the other side or something. Mind you, my Nana's been dead for almost 20 years. So, it's kind of a comforting thought to think that she's still looking out for me from wherever. So anyway, I'm getting a little misty just thinking about it now, but anyway, stayed with me all night. Even as I drifted in and out of sleep, it was still there. Which is mind-blowing to me, because I've had things like that before, but then, like, I wake up and it's gone, but this one wasn't. This one stayed there until I literally got up out of bed, and then when I came back, it was gone, but, it stayed there all night, and it was like that morning I turned the corner. So I was just like, thank you. Thank you for helping me. Yeah, fever broke overnight, mostly. I mean, it's still at, like, 98.9, low 99s. I'm like, that's close enough. I'm counting it as fever broke. So, okay. That broke. Yeah, I sweated like an absolute beast that night. Absolutely disgusting, but apparently needed to get it out of my system. Fine, whatever. Body aches more or less had chilled out by morning. The big one, though, the throat swelling went down. The freaking throat swelling finally went freaking down. Thank God. So it's like, oh my God, you mean I can actually eat food? You mean I can maybe take medication without having to, like, chew it up with my back teeth and have it taste disgusting? That'd be great. Oh God, so, alright. And at that point, the nose was, like, still, like, I could tell it was clogged, but it felt dry, if that makes sense. Like, I could tell it's stuffed up, but nothing's drippy, but I could tell it's clogged up. Whatever. Fine. Was just barely starting to get, like, what would turn into the cough, but anyway. Felt much more conscious, much more awake that day. Actually sat up most of the day. Day 3. Which, given the days prior, that's huge. Now, attention span, not 100% back. But baby steps towards it. Because I was able to actually sit through that, Mike McCartney's Alternative Liverpool. Granted, I had to, like, break it up into, like, 10-minute chunks, pause it, give myself a minute, and just try to get my brain to refocus. But still, that is the longest spurts of time I had focused on anything since I had been sick. So, that's something. So I had... Excuse me. Damn it. We're getting to that, but... Anyway, so, there was that. Tried to watch some live streams, but alright, I didn't do as well staying focused on those. I think there was maybe a couple times that I tapped out and laid back down for a little bit, just because my back was not feeling great, but that could just as easily be from this shitty chair as it could be from this, so... Boy, I can't wait till Christmas to get, like, my actual proper desk chair. Oh my God. So, anyway, yeah, that. But I mostly was upright, even if Still not firing at full capacity here, but we're getting closer. We're getting closer to it. But at the same time, I don't want to jinx shit by saying that too early. Meanwhile, as all this is going on, talk about being kicked while you're already dead. Shit! I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna wash my hands as soon as this video's over, but fuck. Oh my god. We good? We good? Okay. Take a sip of coffee. Maybe that'll help. Anyway. Talk about being kicked while you're down. Out of freaking nowhere. This one person on Messenger starts, like, unsending every message they've ever sent me. Mind you, I haven't even spoken to them in, like, ages, so I'm like, what's going on? Kinda weird. I don't understand what you're doing. And then, no answer. They're just continuing to unsend every freaking thing they've ever sent, and I'm like, that's weird. So then I tap on the profile and, oh, I've been defriended. The fuck? Alright. Like, sorry for whatever I may or may not have done. I'm just confused. A little clarity would have been nice of what happened here, if you're just tightening up your circle, but I don't know what you're doing. But anyway, carry on, I guess. And it went on for hours, and eventually I started feeling weird about it, being like, I don't understand what their motive is for unsending all their shit, but maybe I should unsend mine? I don't know. I've never done that with any messaging thing ever. I've never felt the need to unsend all my shit upon, like, defriending someone. That to me feels sketchy as hell, but since they were, like, so adamantly unsending all of theirs, I was like, okay. I feel weird now, I guess I'll do this too. So hours got dumped into this, and it was really strange, and it was like, I don't understand why I'm doing this even. And then I blocked him, because I was like, you know what? If you're not even going to give me answers, I'm not going to give you a possibility to come back later. No, we're not doing this. Just irony that it's somebody from the Monkeys fandom that the fandom unequivocally hates and does not trust, and I tried to give the benefit of the doubt to this person. Excuse me. Try to give her the benefit of the doubt. She had always been very nice to me, but... And then out of nowhere, that. I'm like, okay. Not sure what just happened there. Is this what everybody's talking about with how she turns on people? Okay. Wells. Yeah, everybody knows who I'm talking about. So, anyway, that was a thing that took up most of frickin' Sunday, that I wish had not taken most of my frickin' Sunday, but anyway. Damn it! This cough is pissing me off. So, towards that night was when the cough really started, like, kicking up, but it was still dry at that point. But again, like I said, this wasn't very eventful, so I had all this film, but was like, is there much point in this? I'm not posting that with nothing else for it. So then yesterday, day 4. Excuse me. This is where we're at. Day 4 rolls around, and while initially I thought, feeling a little better, maybe I am kicking this thing's ass, alright, I got this. Yeah, about halfway through the day, up in here, I started feeling super tight. It was like, that's new, and that's scaring me. And I remembered my dad mentioning something about that, and I was like, Dad, did you say chest tightness is part of it? He's like, aw, that's cute, you're only on that day of it. I'm like, what do you mean, only on that day? He's like, yeah, you're not done. And I was like, fuck. So, yeah, that lasted pretty much the whole rest of the day, just feeling really tight, especially any time that I tried to, like, walk the stairs. And naturally, anytime I start coughing, it makes it tighten that much more. Granted, I am asthmatic, so your mileage may vary here, but for me, it doesn't take much to piss my lungs off. Or, uh, I don't even remember what the hell I was just saying. What the fuck? But it's COVID brain is no joke. Like, you could be mid-sentence and suddenly just gone. Like, what the hell? I don't like this. But anyway, where was I going? Chest tightness. Right, okay. So, it was initially just that, but then, like, the phlegmy needing to clear the throat, like, constantly just trying to be able to take a breath, that started kicking in. I was like, oh, God. But, for the most part, hadn't really felt like anything from the sinuses yet. Still largely doesn't, but there has been a little bit of very TMI. I'm so sorry, but again, warts and all, just so you know what this nasty disease is like. Really thick, like, tacky glue, almost, back there, trying to drip, and that is horrible, trying to get even to dislodge or move or anything to get it out. Oh my god, it's horrible. And that is what it feels like is stuck in my breathing ways right now. I'm like, oh god, this is gonna be a shit show, isn't it? This is gonna turn into something more. I can tell already. This is why I didn't want to write it off too early as, oh, see, I'm totally doing better, because I have a feeling it's like, it's a temporary win, and then it's gonna tank again once it settles in my lungs. I have the worst feeling this is exactly what's gonna happen, because this is what always happens to me with any illness that goes to my lungs. Always turns into bronchitis and or pneumonia every friggin' time. So, you know... For as much as it seems right now like I'm doing better, yeah, it's probably a temporary win. Don't get excited yet. I am not getting my hopes up, so... I mean, it'd be nice if this were short-lived, but I also know how things go for me. Pre-pandemic times, pretty much at least once, if not twice a year, I would end up with something that went to my lungs and took me about 3 months to get over, so... Sometimes it'd be twice a year, so literally would translate to half the year spent being sick. That's been my life, so... Anyway. Yeah, funny thing, when you catch pneumonia at under a month old, it kind of fucks up your lungs for life, just saying. Just saying. Almost died as a baby from that, so... What can you do? Fuck! Sorry, it's really bad. But, yeah. So, I'm getting more and more nervous about that, because I can feel it's moving down. And I'm having the hardest time trying to bring it up. Again, not sponsored. This is literally just my dad gave it to me because, for whatever reason, my mom didn't want it. And I'm like, you're an idiot. This actually is better than normal Robitussin, but alright. But, like, it's supposed to help with, like, bringing stuff up. So I'm like, could we get on with that? Are you gonna do the thing? Like, I'm waiting. Why are we not happening yet? Fuck. Anyway. It's frustrating. It's very frustrating, but... And it's more frustrating feeling like I'm doing better right now, but knowing damn well, judging by past history of pretty much every illness always ever, and not even knowing how this is gonna go with COVID, but like, that, yeah, this is probably gonna get real bad in the not distant future. So I'm just bracing myself. I'm giving you guys the heads up that it very, very likely is going to go down that way. Hopefully not to the point of needing a hospitalization, but if it happens, it happens. I don't know what else to tell you if it happens, but if it does happen, I don't even know if I can tell you until after all's said and done, but, anyway. God, it does not want to move. I'm just trying to breathe. Oh god, if anybody's old enough to remember, like, from the 90s, those, like, weird, like, plastic... What were they? Bloonies, I think? Like a little tube of stuff that came with a straw. It was like rubber, and you would stick the straw in it, and you'd blow into it, it would make like touchable bubbles. It feels like trying to breathe through that. That is what it feels like. My god, this is awful. And this isn't even that bad compared to how bad I fear it's gonna get. I'm like, oh no. Why? Also, plot twist. Kimmy also tested positive last night, finally. So I guess she wasn't initially the one that brought it home. Can't blame her after all. But, she at least was recently boosted. She thinks that's why so far she has no symptoms. I'm thinking, more likely they just haven't hit you yet. 'Cause, yeah, you may have been boosted, but on the other hand, at first I thought, oh, I don't have any symptoms as soon as Dad was positive, other than a sore throat, and then, oh, actually. And yeah, even by the end of the night last night, she's like, I don't know, maybe I feel something in my throat. I'm like, that's how it starts. That's how it frickin' starts. So, anyway. Yeah, methinks I'm gonna get screwed out of seeing Monty Python, the Holy Grail on the big screen, 'cause that would be tomorrow, so I'm like, yeah, it's fine. I don't think the rest of the theater would be thrilled with me hacking my brains out during the whole thing anyway, so... Sucks for me, but oh well. Anyway, yeah, so... That's lame, but that's about... I think... where I'm at with it. At least I was up to finally showering yesterday. Thank God, I feel so much better for it, because that is an absolutely disgusting feeling, going that many days without it, but I couldn't stand up long enough to take a shower till then. Well, I'm glad that I finally did that. In hindsight, should have probably just brought, like, a chair in there or something, but, like, I don't care. Oh god, but like, do it like an old person, I don't give a shit, but yeah, that sucked. That sucked going like 3 or 4 days without. I was like, oh, this is awful. I feel like it was making me feel worse than I already felt just because I knew I was also gross on top of it. So at least I'm not gross now. At least there's that. At least I'm nice and clean. So at least there's that. Anyway, so small victories, but on the other hand, it's like, I made it over one hurdle, but I see the train coming. We're not done. We're not done here. So, yeah. I forget if it was in the last update, or if this was in the video that I filmed that I didn't post, that I'm kind of covering everything in this one instead with. Yeah, Mom did end up losing both the sense of smell and taste, but she's blaming on the Paxlovid, not on the COVID itself. And my dad seems to be corroborating this, because he says it's only when he takes the meds, it throws off his sense of taste too, and makes everything taste like copper. But, by around the time that the pill wears off, his sense of taste is almost kind of sort of getting back to normal, but then he has to take another pill and it throws it off again. So maybe... maybe it is, in fact, from the medication. I don't know. Again, I wasn't even able to get the medication, so it's a moot point for me, so... But anyway, there's that. Even if I had, it wouldn't have done me much good, seeing how huge those pills are. I can't swallow that big of pills anyway, so... It's fine. So... Anyway, but yeah, so there's that. Knock on all the wood, but I seem to be lucky so far with this, so... But yeah, I am definitely nervous thinking about, oh god, how bad's it gonna be once it gets in my lungs? I don't want COVID pneumonia. That's the thing that kills people, isn't it? I don't want that. So I'm just like, how do I break this shit up more easily to come up so it doesn't do that? That'd be great. Yes, I've been doing all the steam tent things, trying to inhale as much steam as I can, trying to break it up. Yes, I've been using my frickin' nebulizer thing, also trying to break it up, and it's still like this, even after all that. So I'm like, oh, this is not gonna bode well, is it? Shit. So anyway, yep, that's where I'm at, so that's the update, in case anybody was curious. And I know people are asking, when are you coming back to live streams? It's gonna be a while. It's gonna be a while. Because, I mean, just doing these is taking everything out of me to even do them. And I know I can hit stop at any point with these. In a live stream, I can't just tap out like that. So until I feel confident enough that I can actually last through one, probably not gonna do one. So I don't know. It may be a long while before I come back to those. Could be weeks, might even be months. I don't know. I don't know. It's just gonna depend on how long it takes my own stamina to come back to this. 'Cause, like I said, these already feel like a freaking marathon run just filming them, and they're only like 20 to 30 minutes long. So I'm like, yeah, no, I can't do streams. There's no way on this planet. So, and I'm always too polite to just tap out and say when I need to go in the middle of a stream. I don't know what, I can't do it. So it's like, yeah, I'm not gonna come back to streaming for a while, I don't think. So anyway, but yeah, so that is the day 3 and 4 update for you.